So this time we're gonna start doing the Archangel. He's gonna be a fun model to paint. There is pretty much, I think, 4 base colors that are gonna go on him, and his wings are gonna be much simpler than Angel. And I'll walk you through it, and it should be fun. So I want to make my Archangel a little bit darker, so we're gonna start. His blue is gonna be dark blue. We can make it lighter, like from the comic books, but I want that dark contrast of dark shade of him to show that he's Archangel. And I'm gonna start with Contour Blue, and it's gonna go all over his entire body. So you're just gonna apply blue to entire miniature. Just water it down and go over the entire thing. You can see our dark blue applied through entire miniature. Like always, first color goes pretty quick, pretty fast, and just make it smooth, thin it down, and goes quick. So like I said, now we're gonna move to the pink, which is gonna be hardest part, I think, of this miniature. You're gonna apply to all those race parts right there on the chest armor. All this should be that Screamer pink. And you're gonna go over that on the helmet, gloves, and you just be careful if you need to touch it up. You're gonna be just touching up with blue in a second. And I'll show you once everything is applied to entire miniature. So Screamer pink is done. You can see he now looks almost like entire suit is completed. So it gives nice contrast between the blue and the pink. And we're gonna do the face now, and then wings. So now we're gonna do the face. So we're gonna take Fenrisian Gray, and we're gonna apply, this is like lighting, very lighting blue color. You're gonna go over the face. Be careful of the helmet, and it should look something like this as we're going along. Like always, water down around the face, and I'll show you the full face in a quick second. We can see how the face now looks with this lightish gray bluish, and I really like the contrast. We're gonna apply a little bit of the blue shade, but now his face pops along the entire elves and gives you that contrast of colors. We're left just with wings and the column, and wings are gonna go very quick compared to Angel. Silver is very straightforward on this miniature. Pretty much entire wings are straight silver. Entire wings, that backpack on the back, so you're gonna apply silver through entire miniature. Do 2 thin layers, and that's pretty much the entire wings that we're gonna be applying. I'll show you after applying everything. Go with smooth paint, go quick, slow hurry, like it's pretty simple, and there is not that much to highlight or anything like that. So wings are done. You can see all the silver, how it shines on the wings, and we're pretty much done with the miniature. All that is left is just character for the pillar, and we're done. Now we're just left with the pillar. So quickly we're gonna apply correct stone through entire thing, the base, and that's the entire scope of the pillar. You can see correct stone is done. So all the base colors are completed, and we're gonna start applying some shades, but you could take it as a tabletop ready miniature, put it on the table, and that will be perfectly fine. We're gonna apply blue shades right now. We're gonna go over entire miniature. Try to avoid the magenta parts, but otherwise it's entire miniature and wings, so pretty much just blue. But that's the only shade we're gonna apply on the body, and we're gonna apply a different one. Try to go next to this and not go over the pink colors. That way you're gonna get nice coverage. I'll show you complete in a second. Blue shade is applied, so you can see a lot darker than before, including the face. And now we're gonna move on to a little bit of red shade to go over the pink, and then we're gonna start doing highlights. We're gonna apply quick red shade, Carambar Crimson, over his chest to give us a little bit more detail over the pink costume. So over the middle only, nothing else really needs to go, because that's pretty much the only thing. And then we're gonna clean it up, applying the pink back again over it. So is the chest right there. And that's entire red shade. So now we're gonna start doing highlights. So first we're gonna start with contour blue, and we're gonna go over the raised muscles over the arms, and we're gonna clean up the entire miniature to give it a little bit more contrast over it, like over the ribs right there, chest muscles. So you're gonna go over those raised parts to give a little bit of a contrast like this. And I'll show you the finished in a second. So we did the highlights over the blue. So you can see a shades of blue now appearing over the muscles, and it makes his texture pop more. And like on this, like for example, and in chest piece. Now we're gonna do a little bit of touch up of pink. I'm gonna go back right now to Screamer Pink, and we're gonna just fix a little bit over those raised parts where we just shaded a second ago to show more texture over it. Like this. So you can see a little bit of the muscles more popping up. And that will be the Screamer Pink. Now another quick fix is getting Fenrisian Grey and going back over his face to give it more definition over the chin, over the cheekbones, forehead, chin itself. That's gonna give him a little bit more texture right on the face. So something like this, and I'll show you the finish in a second. So we did the Fenrisian Grey. You can see the face starts really popping up. So you can see the cheekbones, and now we're gonna do very quick few highlights over the blue and pink, and we're almost done. We're gonna start with highlighting blue. So we're gonna do a few small lines, like for example right there, to highlight his neck. You're gonna go over the bones, over the chest pieces, and the muscle, the raised pieces here, to give him a little bit of definition. Be careful, this is like tight spots. But once you have something like this, then you can apply it to all the legs and everything else. I did the blue highlights. You can see them over the muscles, especially over the legs. So now you can see more muscles standing out over the entire miniature on the back and on the other leg. Now we're gonna do very last highlight, which will be right over those muscles with the pink. It's gonna give a little bit of standout in the chest area. I don't want to do it everywhere, but at least there it's gonna give a little bit more texture. And it's gonna make it pop along this, the biggest pink. So it's gonna look exactly something like this, and it's gonna make his chest pop a little bit more. And now we're gonna apply a last shade. I'm gonna go back to shade, and miniature is done. Now that we did the suit, we're gonna go back to wings, and we're gonna just apply Nuln oil over the entire wing area. Be generous. That's gonna go into those crevices, and it's gonna generate that texture over the wings. Do not do too much. You don't want to make it too dark. You just want just enough to go into there. And I'll show you that full in a second. So no oil is applied to wings, and I'm gonna call Archangel done. So now the only thing I'm gonna do use mechanical standard gray over the base, and I'm gonna apply Argax Earthshade over the pillar and base, and I'll show you the final effect. But this is pretty much how I'm leaving him. You could go over individual feathers with Lead Bircher again, but I think that's gonna be a little bit too shiny, and it's gonna take a little bit of that Horseman of Death effect of him. As you can see, the miniature is fully done. The wings, the pillar, and it looks spectacular. And I'll see you next when we're gonna be painting Apocalypse.